Hello everyone and welcome to the Mississippi River. Today is Sunday, September 14th, and I am standing here on the banks of the Mississippi River in Crystal City, Missouri. Yesterday I successfully negotiated the Port of St. Louis, which I was very apprehensive about simply because the channel narrows and there are many barges that are anchored in the channel. There's a big port there in St. Louis, of course, and it's one of the busiest ports in the world, really. So I got through it without too many issues. There was a couple barges that I had to get around, or they had to get around me, actually, and it wasn't too busy. Yesterday being Saturday, I'm not sure what the typical traffic would be on a weekday, but I suspect yesterday wasn't quite as busy, so it was nice to get through St. Louis, and now I'm about 35 miles south of St. Louis, 30 river miles anyway. And I'd hoped to get an early start today, but as you can see behind me, the fog has a different idea. I'm not really too keen on getting out there in the fog, just simply because of the barges, combined with the fact that right now the river, if you take a look at it, you probably can't tell, but it's almost at flood stage. The river level has risen from about 13, 14 feet, which is pretty typical, to 27 feet, and it's supposed to remain high until Monday, and then it will crest Monday or early next week and then go back down. But with this river so high, it makes it challenging because you can't see a lot of the dikes, which are essentially rocks that are designed to channel the water so that the barges have a reliable channel to travel through. So combined with that, and there's other things that you can't see. So the river is very high right now, and it's moving fast, very fast. Yesterday, I think I was going about 8 miles an hour through St. Louis. I wasn't really paddling that hard. I didn't think I was anyway. So before that, I think the fastest I'd gone is 7 miles an hour. So it's moving at a pretty fast clip. So I need to really be careful. And the river's wider than the Missouri, and as I understand it, once you get further downriver, it even widens out more. So given the navigational hazards, the fog, of course, with the fog, and you can't really see the barges too well either, which, or they can't see you, more importantly. So I'm just going to wait for this fog to lift before I depart this afternoon. And I suspect I'll be on the Mississippi about 3 weeks. The way it's moving, maybe a lot less, before I get to the Red River. And then, of course, I'll have to canoe upstream on the Red River, and I have some apprehension about that as well. Canoeing downstream is one thing, but when you're canoeing upstream, you're really looking at the water coming at you all day. The debris, instead of going with you, is coming at you. My time is certainly going to slow down a great deal, but I'll worry about that when I get there. I still have to get through Cape Girardeau and Memphis and some other great destinations. And one of the other drawbacks about the river being so high is the sandbars are all covered. I was really excited last night when I got down here, or south of St. Louis, to camp on a sandbar last night. But there's really no sandbars out here, and I think a lot of the islands may be swamped downriver too. So hopefully the water level recedes and I can do some sandbar camping. I'm quite sure I will, and furthermore, next week or later this week, I'll be dealing with a receding water level, which should be interesting. As the water goes down, then you'll need to be careful about navigational hazards there as well. So today I'm going to be heading out here shortly, as soon as this fog lifts. I made it through the Missouri River, which was phenomenal. 2,400 miles, whatever you want to call it. It was a long 3 months, but a very, very rewarding 3 months. I saw places that I'd never seen before, and I've had lifetime experiences that really very few will be able to share. So it's on one hand I feel very proud of the fact that I completed the Missouri River, but I still have a very long way to go to make it to Dallas. And this Mississippi, it's a different animal. There's no doubt. I saw like 10 barges on the Missouri the entire time, and they were all, relatively small. And some of these barges out here, they're 100 yards long, 200 yards long, and it's a little unsettling. So, but fortunately, I think the river's so wide, and this isn't the widest spot by any means, that you've got a lot of room, and all the barges, they know you're out there. Well, when I was coming through St. Louis yesterday, the St. Louis Fire Department boat actually approached me and said that one of the tugboat captains was having a hard time seeing me and to move over a little bit closer to shore. So when I went through St. Louis, I just skirted all of the boats, all the barges that were anchored on River Right. So try to get as close to them as I could, obviously without hitting them. And I was able to get through St. Louis. So reporting from Crystal City, Missouri. I'm still in Missouri. Missouri's River Right, Illinois' River Left. Reporting from Crystal City. I will see you soon.